Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zed. Today I'm going to be talking about Naked Brands Group and the industry's potential in general and how that has performed even pre-COVID. If you'd like to know more details about that, watch it to the end. Let's jump right into this one. So I covered Naked Brands a good amount of times, from the times where they were very much of a struggling company to the amount of times that they have raised enough cash to raise all their debt and move on towards an e-commerce part of their operations. And if you would like to watch any of my previous video, you'll find it in the description below, and I created a playlist to sum all these ones if you would like to know all the histories of Naked Brands as I covered them before. So Naked Brands here, two things I want to talk about. First is the compliance that they have reached and what that actually means as it now dips below $1. But before then, we do notice that there has been a little bit of a lack of press releases as we go on for March. It's been quiet in terms of all of March since the February 25th point. So it's been over a month where things have been quiet. And so that is concerning a little because we've been very much used to them getting us a good amount of PRs. Nothing in December, but there was back in January. So they do have these kind of loops where they go completely quiet for a while and then come up with PRs. However, things are not all quiet because we do have some SEC filing in March, mainly going on towards proposed maximum offerings. This one is around $244 million at a proposed maximum offering price of 83 cents per. And then they have $100 million around here roughly. And you have another $100 million placement that it's basically the same news that we have from this one here. So definitely there has been quite a lot of this one, and it looks like the operations there is if we need money, we can easily raise it through the public and continue to raise up more shares. And the question comes in terms of this compliance, above that dollar, what is going on here and when should we start worrying? So the current thing here that is going on is that in almost the 1-year anniversary of them failing compliance, on March 11th, 2020, NASDAQ had notified the company that its ordinary shares failed to maintain a minimum bid price of $1 over the previous 30 consecutive days as required by listing NASDAQ rules. And currently I know the market is slipping. It's not only its fault, etc. But the current price point is slipping below that $1. And for 30 consecutive days, it doesn't stay above that minimum bid of $1, you might actually go ahead and get another NASDAQ compliance. And so this one is definitely fighting compliance as we go. Just a note, they currently have compliance. I'm not talking about risking delisting now, because once they fall below $1 for 30 days, they get 180 days to correct that, and a small pump alone or a small movement or a small PR can actually skyrocket this one back to above $1 for 10 days, and then they get compliance. A lot of different companies, especially penny stocks, do that. But for this one here, I didn't want to talk about this and bore you with all this. I have something more important. And mainly comparing this one to Victoria's Secret. Well, that's just because this is one of the companies that I can see, well, there's some relations there. And I want to talk about Victoria's Secret pre-COVID. So, quick thing here. There's been 250 stores that Victoria's Secret has closed. Now, some of them have closed temporarily under COVID-19, but that 250 stores are just mainly as well contributing to before the pandemic. So that's 250 in 2020, and then following that, 50 more stores this year in 2021. So that is quite of a rough ride. And why is Victoria's Secret struggling even pre-COVID? And this is an article from the Washington Post back in 20th of February of 2020. And here's some speculations that happened. So 1, this is out of touch ovary sexual market. With the bra collections like Dream Angels, I don't want to get demonetized, but very S and S illusions, analysts say Victoria's Secret has built a brand around male desire and appeal. And although that formula may have worked on one time, they say it's outmoded now. There has been a real shift in how people, especially young women, think about beauty and desire, said Kelinda Aquana, a marketing professor at University of South Carolina Marshall School of Business. We're in the age of the hashtag #MeToo. Ideals are changing and people want diversity and representation, ethnically and racially, but also in terms of shapes and body type. For retailers to not adapt or evolve can be a fatal flaw. And then also the rise of athleisure and sports bra. Women are buying fewer push-up bras and more sport bras. creating new problems for a company known for its glamorous and strappy styles. Analysts say women increasingly are wearing undergarments from athletics brands such as Lululemon, Nike, Under Armour, and even if they're not heading to the gym, although Victoria's Secret has its own line of Smart Bra, complete with sheer paneling, plunging necklines, and leopard print patterns, analysts say it hasn't resonated with shoppers. And then the other thing here, online rivals that offer comfort and convenience. Bra shopping is a dreaded chore for many women, but a growing core of startups promises to make the process a lot easier, perhaps even enjoyable, by using online quizzes, measuring the tips to help women find fit at home. Women-owned companies such as Third Love, True & Co., Rihanna's Savage X Fenty line, and their products are comfortable and practical and offer more wide range of sizes and skin tone inspired colors. And so that is all, by the way, since back in February. So we're not even talking about COVID taking a hit on this market. I just wanted to give a little bit of perspective on the entire market as a whole and how there's a bit of struggle there. And the reason why I'm highlighting this one is because I do definitely hope that Naked brands are able to adapt towards that. And if you would like, if this video does reach more than 100 likes, I'll send an email and try to get an interview with investor relations talking about things that Victoria's Secret has struggled with, for instance, and all these other companies, and how they are planning to adapt with their own companies. Now, we know the e-commerce, but if you have any questions as well, mention down in the comments below. And before moving on towards institutional buyers and technical analysis, if you would like to see more materials like this, make sure to subscribe and leave notifications on. And if you would like to join our Discord server, you can ask me anything on there. It's free, there's no commitments. So, institutional buyers, things are looking actually bullish in terms of institutional buyers in March. Sosa Holding added 9.90% of the company, and Streetville Capital added 9.17%, both in early March and mid-March. So in terms of other institutional buyers, things are looking a little bit stagnant, and there's not a lot of things going on there other than the 13G direct investments, or passive investments thereof. Now on towards technical analysis. Now, on a technical analysis point of view, the 1 week perspective looks quite interesting. Now, keep in mind that the market has been slipping off for a week or so now, so things might look a little bit bearish, and don't take that into heart. So 10 SMA is above the 30 EMA, that's really bullish. The price point is above the 50 SMA. Now, between the 10 SMA, the green line, and the red line, that's something called the trading action zone, where positive reversals are likely. And that's currently between 104 and 66 cents. So currently, it is in a prime position for it to see a positive reversal. However, on the MACD, we're going on a negative side, which this can indicate two things. It's going to be testing it, so it's not confirmed yet, but if it does go towards the negative side, this can either indicate, one, we're actually going to see a negative reversal, continuation of this one, and then two, an accumulation period. And let's hope for the accumulation period, or it alone just get rejected from that MACD testing the negative. Now, 1% R shows that this one is actually highly oversold. Now, that's a good indication because a correction would mean push up in price. Now, momentum here, we're seeing a positive momentum even though the price point has slipped. Another thing to check is the 1 day perspective. Things are looking fully bearish and is bullish above the 99 cents for the 1 day perspective. The MACD has gone negative, but it's attempting to go back towards positive from a bounce up from the 65 cents and up on the last day, Friday, up to 90 cents. And so things are looking a little bit hectic, and we need to look into the moving averages. So the moving average band here, the Bollinger Bands is between 112 in the top and 72 in the bottom. And so any price point near the closer to the bottom, that gives you an indication that it's possible for it to bounce back up. Now, 101 is in the top of the moving average band. In terms of the middle is 92, and in the bottom is 83 cents. Stochastic fast and stochastic slow are both showing that there is a potential for this one to see a nice bounce up. And in terms of Fibonacci retracements, we see a significant resistance at 85 cents, 134, 173, 213, 269, and 340. The current support is at 7 cents. And for this, we need to start going on with the price line action to determine a little bit further where the current actual support stands. A very, very strong support sits currently at the 76 mark, which is currently exactly where the price point is. Below there, you're looking at 70 cents. Below there, you're looking at 64 cents, 56 cents. You're looking up to down to 44 cents and 35 cents. Significant resistances, there's a good amount of them here. Initially, you're looking at 88 cents. Following that, you're looking up to 96 cents, 105, and then from 105, you're looking at 121. 121, you're seeing 141, 141 to 152. And then from 152, you're seeing 165, 186, and then a really strong one somewhere around the 220 to 224. Comes to the question to Ed, what do you think is going to happen with this one? Now, there's no trend that this one has seen. It might have been the strongest bullish flag ever. But in general, the entire market itself for such industry is a little bit struggling, and you need to recognize that for a longer term investment. Now, if they were to move their entire, and this is one of their plans, is to move entirely to e-commerce, that's not only enough. They need to actually diversify into sports bra, for instance, more, or continue on to going on with the less quote-unquote sexualized industry. And so, as I did mention in the Washington Post, that was some speculations on how this should move. And if you would like me to go ahead and ask an interview or email investor relations, drop 100 likes on this video total, and I'll be very much appreciated to that. Have a wonderful day.